Tyrant cop, humiliated a black FBI agent, gets schooled and fired. What if the person you underestimated turned out to be the very authority you claim to uphold? Imagine being so blinded by prejudice that you couldn't see what was right in front of you. How far can power go when it's abused? And most importantly, what happens when the truth comes crashing down? It was a crisp autumn evening when 38-year-old Malcolm Hayes parked his car outside a small coffee shop. Dressed in a simple brown jacket and a blue shirt, Malcolm blended seamlessly with the crowd. No flashy suits, no visible signs of wealth, just a man grabbing coffee before a late-night meeting. But as he walked back to his vehicle, something he had long dreaded unfolded before him. A patrol car screeched to a halt, and out stepped Officer Greg Walker, his demeanor screaming authority. Walker's eyes immediately locked onto Malcolm, who had just unlocked his car. "Stop right there," Walker barked. Malcolm froze, hands visibly empty, a look of confusion crossing his face. Why did Walker target Malcolm? Was it his car, his demeanor, or simply the color of his skin? How often do situations like this escalate unnecessarily? "Whose car is this?" Walker demanded, circling the vehicle like a predator eyeing its prey. "It's mine," Malcolm responded, calm but firm. "Don't lie to me. A car like this doesn't belong to someone like you," Walker sneered, his hand already on his holster. "What would you do in this situation? Speak up or stay silent, hoping the officer wouldn't go too far?" Malcolm remained composed, though his heart raced. "Officer, if you just let me." "Don't talk back," Walker interrupted, now reaching for Malcolm's arm. The officer twisted it behind Malcolm's back, forcing him against the car. "Why do they always think we're guilty first?" Malcolm muttered under his breath. Walker searched Malcolm's jacket pockets without consent. "What's in the car? Drugs? Stolen goods?" Walker's voice was accusatory, his tone filled with disdain. What would you think at this moment? Would you comply, knowing your rights were being trampled, or resist and risk the situation spiraling out of control? "Check my ID," Malcolm said, his voice steady but edged with frustration. Walker scoffed. "Oh, now, you've got an ID? Let me guess, a fake one?" He yanked Malcolm's wallet from his pocket, flipping it open. But when he pulled out Malcolm's badge, his face went pale. What would you do if the person you tried to humiliate turned out to have more authority than you? How would you handle the moment when you realized you had just made the worst mistake of your career? "FBI?" Walker stammered, staring at the badge as if it burned his hand. Malcolm straightened up, his composure unshaken. "Yes, FBI, and you just unlawfully detained a federal agent." By now, a small crowd had gathered, phones out, recording the unfolding drama. Whispers filled the air. Did that cop really just rough up an FBI agent? Imagine if he wasn't FBI. What would have happened to him then? What would you do if you were a witness to such blatant abuse of power? Would you intervene or just record, hoping the evidence would make a difference later? Walker's initial confidence evaporated as Malcolm's badge gleamed under the streetlights. This is just a misunderstanding," the officer stuttered. Malcolm raised an eyebrow. "Misunderstanding? You profiled me, humiliated me, and violated my rights, all without cause. Is this how you serve and protect?" As Walker fumbled for words, a second police car arrived, this one carrying the precinct captain. "What's going on here?" the captain demanded, taking in the tense scene. Malcolm stepped forward. "Your officer just detained me without probable cause, used excessive force, and insulted my character, all because he didn't think I looked like someone who could own this car." How would you handle the situation if you were the captain? Would you defend your officer, or would you acknowledge the gravity of his actions? The captain's face hardened as he turned to Walker. "Is this true?" Walker stammered. I thought he was suspicious. He didn't look like..." "Like what?" Malcolm interjected, his voice cutting through the night air. "Like someone who could drive a decent car without being a criminal?" "Repercussions." The captain ordered Walker to step aside as he spoke directly to Malcolm. "Agent Hayes, I deeply apologize for this incident. Rest assured, we will conduct a full investigation." But Malcolm wasn't done. An apology doesn't erase what just happened. How many others has he treated like this? How many more will suffer because of unchecked bias? The videos captured by the crowd began circulating online, sparking outrage. The hashtag #JusticeForAll trended within hours, with calls for Walker's immediate suspension. What would you demand if you were in Malcolm's shoes? Justice, accountability, or something more? By the next morning, Walker's face was plastered across news outlets. The police department released a statement condemning his actions and placing him on unpaid leave pending an internal investigation. But the FBI wasn't satisfied with mere suspension. Malcolm filed a formal complaint prompting federal oversight into the department's practices. Walker faced charges of misconduct and abuse of power. His career ended in disgrace, and he became a cautionary tale for others who dared to misuse their authority. Does justice truly prevail in situations like this, or is it just the tip of the iceberg? How many others go unnoticed, unrecorded, and unpunished? In a public statement, Malcolm addressed the incident. This isn't just about me. It's about the countless others who don't have a badge to protect them. Racism and abuse of power have no place in law enforcement or anywhere else. The case led to widespread reforms, including mandatory bias training for officers and stricter penalties for misconduct. Walker's downfall served as a deterrent, a reminder that power without accountability can lead to ruin. What can we do as a society to ensure such incidents stop happening? How do we hold those in power accountable while fostering trust between communities and law enforcement? And so, the question remains, if you were in Malcolm's position, what would you have done? Would you stand firm, knowing your rights, or let fear take over? And if you were Officer Walker, how would you rebuild from such a catastrophic fall? One thing is clear. Every action has consequences, and justice, though sometimes delayed, always finds its way. If you've watched this far, first of all, leave a tag in the comments section. That tells me you're the type of person who likes to finish what you start, and I respect that. While you're at it, let me know where you're watching from. I love seeing how far our community reaches. And don't forget, if this story moved you or made you think, hit that like button to show your support. Share this video with your friends and family to spread awareness, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel for more powerful stories just like this. Together, we can shine a light on injustice and make a real difference.
If you've watched this far, comment which country you're watching from and leave a 100 in the comment section because you are type of person that likes to finish what they started. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to get notified whenever we drop new videos.